Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Murder drones content is hard to find, so today we're going to be talking about murder drones, their forgotten weaknesses, and how to better help the WDF defend themselves against this threat. Look, video ideas are hard, and I wanted to get a murder drones video out, so this is what we're doing. Hopefully I'll get an OST ranking out or something soon. It might be a little bit more interesting, but content is content. So anyway, let's just get right into it. First weakness of the murder drones is sunlight. It melts the drones, and I'm still not sure how or why that works, but it does. So we got introduced to the concept in episode 1, but outside that, we basically didn't see it, except for in episode 4 when it appeared for a short moment on the bus when Uzi's hand started burning, and then it wasn't used again until episode 8 when Uzi uses it to destroy Sin's heart. So how could it have better been utilized by Liam throughout the series? I think as a part of an episode, they should have worked in a race against the clock. This probably wouldn't work well in any of the 8 episodes that currently exist, but if there was a way, say, Uzi got lost outside the bunker and had to race against the clock and face challenges to find her way back before sunrise, it would raise the stakes and incorporate this forgotten element. Now, as a WDF member, what I'm going to say here seems obvious. If you just only leave the bunker during the day when the murder drones will be asleep and probably won't get to you because they just burn to death if they tried. So if anyone needs to go outside, just do it in the daytime and you'll be fine. I'm honestly not sure how they didn't figure this out at some point, because it feels kind of obvious, but there's not a lot to say here as far as WDF planning, so we're done here. Next, on to oil. So the murder drones need oil to survive. We saw this a bit in the earlier episodes, but after about episode 4, it basically went away and became irrelevant. Now, this could be attributed to the fact they're drinking oil off screen or whatever to cut runtime, but did the show really need to cut runtime? I'm kidding. I know it would have been just for budget purposes and they have no reason to actually include stuff like that. But one way it could have been utilized was similar to what I said with the sunlight. They could make someone get lost somewhere without any drones around, so they don't have any oil to drink, and they'll slowly overheat as they try to find oil, making it a race against the clock again. Or another way that they could have used it in a way which I think could have worked well was if V kept killing workers all the time to drink their oil, and it made tensions higher between Uzi and B and made them hate each other even more. And this was another challenge they had to work through so they can ultimately work together in the end to face Sin. Now, as a part of the WDF, how would I use this against the murder drones? We know because of episode 1 that the workers didn't know why the murder drones killed them, so they probably didn't actually know they needed their oil. However, if they did know, they could just keep the workers inside at all times. In theory, eventually wouldn't the murder drones just starve to death? Like, if they don't get a constant source of oil, it would be like starving them. I don't know. I think this would work, but you'll let me know if I'm just crazy. Okay, so those are my tactics for the big 2 obvious murder drones' weaknesses. However, so far I've just been talking about hiding, so let's talk about the murder drones' weapons. First off are the rockets. We see these throughout the series, and we also see that these rockets aren't that dangerous. In general, they just send people flying more than they do actually kill people. This leads me to believe they're less about fiery explosions and more like a shockwave. So if you hit directly, you will get destroyed, but if not, you'll just get tossed. So make shields or something. If you can use the shield to absorb the impact of the rocket, you hopefully won't get tossed or injured quite as badly. I don't really know what to do. This is the best I could come up with. Since it doesn't seem that dangerous, I think just something to absorb the blow will work the best. Next up, the lasers. To be honest, I tried thinking of something, and I guess if you don't have super thick doors, you're just fucked. Like, what are you gonna do? The lasers, I don't see a way to counter those. But luckily, the murder drones are stupid enough that they don't use them that often. Against the swords, I mean, just wear chainmail armor. I don't know why they use swords at all, but chainmail is perfect for stopping swords. So, just wear chainmail. Finally, the guns. Put on a bulletproof vest under the chainmail? I don't know, man. Their guns seem to actually work, so I don't really know what you would do there. But if you give all your people chainmail, a shield, and maybe a spear or something, then just try a rush at a murder drone, maybe you could fight back. Unless they use a laser attack, then you're fucked. Oh, and I also didn't mention the EMP either, partially because they literally never use this in the show, but I also just had no idea on how they would possibly stop that. So, that's my plan if I was a WDF member. It's not perfect, but it's better than whatever the hell they were trying to do in the show. They were all cowards, and all they did was hide. Except for, apparently they were sending people out because the murder drones were still there and alive. So, I don't know, man. It was really confusing. And the organization just needs a reshaping. And this is how I would do it, by implementing actual plans. Seriously though, why didn't the workers just stay in the bunker? Like, if the murder drones couldn't get through, why were any of them ever leaving? But regardless, I hope you enjoyed this silly little video. Not too long, but I needed to get some murder drones content out, and this is what I came up with. I'll try to get an OST rankings out video within the next week. I would love to know what you would do to stop the murder drones as a member of the WDF. But until then, I'll see you next time, and have a great day. Goodbye.